And then after that fight, guys, we have Katlyn, Chookagian, and Viviane Araujo. I'm going to say it right now before I even get into the video. I have Viviane Araujo winning the fight. She is the underdog, plus 125. A little bit older than Katlyn Chookagian right there. A little bit smaller. I mean, 5 inches smaller than Katlyn Chookagian. But I am going to be going with the underdog in Viviane Araujo right here. Before I even get into the video, I really like the odds on Viviane Araujo right now. Plus 120, really, really good odds. There was some better odds a little bit earlier in the last couple of months at plus 127, and at one point, crazily at plus 135. But even now, I mean, if you can get her anything above plus 120, anything around that range, I think it'd be a really, really good bet on Viviane Araujo right there. She's a really, really good wrestler. I mean, 10 wins, 2 losses. We saw her last fight, an absolute domination. I mean, both of these fights with Montana De La Rosa and then Roxanne Modafferi, absolute dominations in the grappling and wrestling, with devastating ground and pound, amazing in mount. I mean, she just keeps on teeing off with the ground and pound over and over and over again. We won't really talk about that loss to Jessica Eye right there, but before that, beating a lot of other good fighters like Alexis Davis and Talita Bernardo as well. You look right here, 3 knockout wins, 4 submission wins, and 3 decision wins. The betting odds of the fight goes all the way. Personally, I do think the fight will go all the way, but you never know with a fight like this, because you do know Katlyn Chookagian does have some pretty decent power in the striking game. Not many finishes on her record, but she definitely has the abilities to finish the fight right here. And then Viviane Araujo, could get the TKO win, could just ground and pound and get the TKO win, possibly get the submission win on the ground as well. But right now, minus 350, that the fight goes all the way. I don't think it should be that big of a margin that the fight goes all the way. Personally, I think that would be a good small bet to go. That the fight does not go to decision. I think it's very likely the fight does not go to decision. I think probably around 38% chance that Viviane Araujo gets the KO, TKO, or submission in the fight. But it should be a really, really interesting one right there. Really good wrestling. I believe she has a BJJ black belt. I'm pretty sure. I'm probably gonna have to check back on that. But I'm pretty sure she has a BJJ black belt. Amazing wrestling. So much ground and pound. Shown in her last 2 fights inside of the UFC. Katlyn Chookagian mainly gonna want to keep the fight in the striking game at range. Leg kicks, and just try to win a close 29-28 decision win. This should be a really, really close fight in my opinion. But I'm gonna go with the underdog in Viviane Araujo right here. Viviane Araujo, leg kicks. That's what I was just saying. I mean, Katlyn Chookagian is very susceptible to those leg kicks. So in the striking portion of the fight, Viviane Araujo just needs to attack that leg as much as possible, and then eventually, Katlyn Chookagian is gonna overcommit on some of her strikes, and then Viviane Araujo is gonna get that double leg takedown, gonna get her down, ground and pound, go for submission after submission after submission, and just dominate the fight on the ground as well. Just double leg or get the fight in the clinch, get the body lock, and then get the trip takedown in the clinch. Really good wrestling and grappling. 2.3 takedowns every single fight inside the UFC. Has 64% accuracy. Really good, that's another thing right there. We know Katlyn Chookagian likes to throw a lot of kicks in her fights, but if she just so happens to throw a body kick on Viviane Araujo, do not expect Katlyn Chookagian to stay in the striking. I mean, Viviane Araujo is going to catch that kick and get the fight to the ground as soon as possible right there. Amazing ground and pound, really good top control. Yeah, I see right here. BJJ black belt, vicious ground and pound on top in mount. 4 submission wins on her record so far. Amazing ground and pound TKOs. That's the main way I see her winning. If she's going to finish the fight, would be by ground and pound TKO or by submission by like rear naked or something like that. If Katlyn Chookagian does give her back to Viviane Araujo in the fight. Main way I see her winning the fight, just kick the crap out of Katlyn Chookagian's legs in the striking game. Get a double leg takedown, get the fight down, probably get side control, then try to get the full mount, and then just start ground and pounding, go for submission after submission to a decision win right there. For Katlyn Chookagian, very, very tall for the division, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 5 inches taller than Viviane Araujo in the fight. 50% takedown defense, which is not really too bad, but she's gonna need much better takedown defense. Fighting a girl like Viviane Araujo right here, so I expect Katlyn Chookagian to get taken down a couple of times in the fight. Really good striking defense, 63%, and probably will have the advantage in the striking portion of the fight. Not the best finishing abilities, only 3 fights out of 15 professional MMA fights, so 1 out of 5 of her wins going all the way, 1 out of her 5 wins and not going all the way, with only 3 finishes, 2 by knockout, and then I believe 1 win by submission, with 12 wins coming by decision. So if Katlyn Chookagian is going to win the fight, it's going to be by decision. I mean, it's pretty obvious about that one, but the one person I think has a very, very good possibility of getting the finish right here, obviously going to be Viviane Araujo right here. The main way I see Katlyn Chookagian winning the fight, just volume striking in the striking portion of the fight, defending the takedowns, and then making it very, very even for a 29-28 unanimous decision win right here by. I really don't know. I'm probably going Viviane Araujo just because I think she will get the fight very even in the striking game. Just attack at the legs with calf kicks over and over and over again. Eventually, take the fight down and then just grapple and wrestle with Katlyn Chookagian for 3 straight rounds. Kind of try and do what Valentina Shevchenko did to Katlyn Chookagian in their fight a couple of years ago. But I think overall, Viviane Araujo will win the fight, get 2 to 4 takedowns in the fight, just keep on dominating with ground and pound submission attempts over and over and over again. And my prediction for the fight will be Viviane Araujo winning the fight by unanimous decision right there. Not too sure what Viviane Araujo's odds are by TKO. I do like those odds right there. Araujo by TKO or knockout, and then Araujo by submission. I think it's very, very likely. I think if there's one person to get the finish right here, it would be Araujo. And if she does get the finish, most likely, in my opinion, it would be by KO or TKO. Just those ground and pound shots on the ground as well. Most likely the fight will go all the way. So I don't know. I think it's a little bit risky saying Araujo by decision. But anything above plus 200, I think is a really, really good bet on Araujo winning by decision. But if there are no betting odds for you that have Araujo by decision at plus 200 and above, and you do have some odds for Araujo winning by knockout, anything around plus 500, put a small $1-2 on that. I think it's very, very likely we see a knockout TKO win from Viviane Araujo in the fight, but 100%. Going with the underdog right here. Not too sure why she's the underdog. Personally, I have Viviane Araujo around minus 125, something around there, probably around what Katlyn Chookagian was at the beginning of the betting odds right here. But yeah, I'm definitely going Viviane Araujo right there, winning the fight by 30-27 unanimous decision.